one of we only came up with one talking point or talking discussion, and that was some embarrassing car stories. And I know a lot of the people watching this are going to be my fans, and they know that.
Shout out to my one fan watching this. You know who you are.
Well,
shout out to the fans
all
that
the
I
people
know.
that watch are fans of all of us.
Yeah, that's true.
They're fans of our friend group, really.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird to say, but
yeah.
But we're all in the same universe. I don't know. What I'm
are we
trying to
in the
say.
same cinematic universe?
Yes. That's what we
Jim
are.
is canon in the Shooting Cars films, and Shooting Cars is canon in the Gingium films.
But
we're kind of like the Avengers, but we'll get to that point later. Let's get to this talking point because I want to hear your guys' thoughts.
So, we're talking about the truck story, right? That's where we're going.
Well, yeah, we want to talk about embarrassing car stories.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
That's what
Just
you said in my
making sure we were
car,
going
so
the
I don't
same
know.
way. So, yeah, so you guys saw in one of my last videos that the truck is no longer driving. So, let me explain that story. To explain this story,
hold on,
you gotta
quick
go back a
pause.
little bit.
Someone's doing pulls in the background.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
what that
shit.
was. But
Benefits of doing this
there was
outside.
a truck Jake braking, and then someone was doing a pull. It's very proper for this podcast. But go on. The truck no longer
all
works.
natural, baby. So, obviously, I used to live in St. Charles in Chicago, and I had a shop, and all my cars were at the shop. So, that's a nice flat surface. Nothing to avoid while driving cars. Now, we moved down here, and sorry about that, guys. We moved down here, and sorry about that, guys.
What, dude? So unprofessional. We had this plan. We had this planned out.
I just turned it off.
We planned this out.
What? The texts?
No, we put a lot of effort into this, and,
right.
and your
I'm sorry.
phone just
I'm
just
screwing the budget.
ruined
Yeah.
the
Amateur
vibe.
hour over
We
here.
have to. We actually have a public stock open for this podcast too. Our investors,
Oh,
we have to
God.
make them happy.
What's the marker like? 2P. 2P.
2PP.
TPP. Peas Porch Podcast.
Peas porch.
Peas porch.
PPP.
That's not right.
Okay.
Do you even know the name of it?
Yeah,
Two peas on a porch. 2P podcast.
Yeah, 2PP.
2PP. Okay. To be fair, I didn't think
You're
about that
getting
for a
very
second.
sidetracked.
Yeah. So truck.
So I move here, and I don't have a shop yet, so all of my cars are stuck in my house. Now, thankfully, the house has 2 driveways, but in order to fit all the cars on said driveways, I have to park them in a way where when I'm driving them in and out of the house, of the driveway, I have to do a little bit of off-roading. I have to go through my yard. Now, there are 2 obstacles in my yard. There is a curb, for one, which...
Pretty square, if I'm honest. I
I was
always have
gonna
to hit
say-
it at a real aggressive angle in my Mazda 3 stock ride height.
Yeah, the curb is thankfully very, very small. I mean, I haven't had any issues with the curb. Now, the second obstacle is a cast iron
Water main.
It's kind of like a manhole cover.
Yeah,
in the middle
it's
of-
for like you guys who like have your own place will know that it's like a water main.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think it is a water main.
Also,
or
I'd like to
whatever.
point out, I actually don't know this story.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
We haven't talked about it yet, so go on.
And honestly, like, none of the boys know either. I haven't really told anyone, so this is new to everyone. But so there's that cast iron
Except for Hunter. Hunter probably
manhole
knows,
cover.
doesn't
He does know. Sticks up maybe 3 inches above the ground, maybe 4, maybe a little bit more.
I would say probably 4 inches is fair.
Yeah, a few
he?
inches.
It's huge.
And speak for yourself, Zach.
It's a ton.
You can do a lot with
that
4
could-
inches.
I was going to say,
Oh, trust me, you'll learn from
yeah,
this
4
story.
inches
You
can do a lot of damage.
Oh, yes, they can. So, none of my cars are slammed by any means, obviously. The lowest vehicle I own is my drift truck. I was...
Really? It's lower than I guess it is.
Yeah. Well, it's not, maybe it doesn't look lower, but there are lower things on it. There are parts that hang lower than mine. And now I was aware of this manhole cover, so I always avoided it. But I just got in the Delica, and I had been driving that pretty much every day for a solid month. And I wanted to take the truck out. So, the manhole cover slipped my mind. Hop in the truck. Thankfully, it started. I didn't have to push start it. I was ready to go, so I just kind of hauled out of my yard. I was maybe going 5-10 miles per hour and the few feet.
It's a short yard. It's not like you're getting up to speed.
Right, but I mean, I was going somewhat fast.
Okay.
Totally not paying attention, kind of putting the music on my phone, just kind of coasting out of the yard. And
Wait,
bam!
you were leaving from the parking spot?
Yeah, I was leading from the parking
How
spot.
did you build up that much speed?
I don't know. I mean, I really went for it. Like, I was just like...
I didn't see any burnout marks.
You
in
guys
the
got to
driveway,
understand
so-
that, like,
There's
the
maybe,
distance between its parking spot
50
and that manhole cover is like 20 feet
Yeah.
max.
Yeah, I
Maximum.
accelerated
You
out
must
of the
have
parking spot
dumped
pretty
the
quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, I was excited. I've been driving
Sorry,
this
the
old
V8 was
diesel, and the
Yeah.
1UZ sounds so good.
It does
So I
sound
was
really
ready to
good.
go take it
I
for
talk
a
about
rip.
that engine a lot.
Mhm.
When we first dynoed it on open header,
Yeah,
I thought a NASCAR was starting up.
yeah, it was
But
pretty
go on,
sick.
sorry.
No, it's all right. It's good sidetrack. So, bam, I drove straight into the manhole cover, and let me tell you, that was the hardest impact I've experienced in a car to date. I went from whatever I was going, 5-10 miles per hour, to 0 instantly. I whacked my head on the steering wheel. Like, that's how, I thought I had just gotten in an accident. Now, my first thought was, oh crap, I just rammed the oil pan into this manhole
That
cover.
was my first thought.
So, yeah, I instantly turned it off, got outside, I was like, shit. I looked underneath, it looked fine. It had hit, my steering rack or, the steering rack mount, somewhere in that vicinity.
But I was looking at the steering rack
looks totally
yesterday.
fine. Yeah.
I don't see how it's possible that the wheels can be as effed as they are and the steering rack look as fine as it is. I feel like it might be something else.
Well, you're skipping ahead in the story.
Oh, sorry.
But, yeah, so oil wasn't leaking. I hadn't hit the oil pan, so I was like, okay, cool. I got lucky. Hopefully it's totally fine. Got back in the truck, started it up. I backed up a little bit, turned left to go around the manhole cover, and then go back out onto the street. Turned left successfully, went around the manhole cover, but when I went to turn right to go back around the other side of the manhole cover, the steering wheel would not move right. No matter how much force I applied, I could not get the truck to steer to the right. And I tried a couple different things, but yeah, the steering is for some reason I can steer to the left, but I cannot steer to the right.
Is it possible that I don't know what you call it, the steering shaft might have got bent? Like it kind of, like the impact from hitting the steering rack, the pressure, because what's the weak link there? It's the steering shaft, right?
Yeah, that's theoretically possible. I mean, so I have not looked very much. After it happened, I did my best that I could to get it out of the middle of my yard because I could only steer to the left. So I kind of just made as little of a turn into the corner of my yard as possible, and it's just sat there.
Was anybody outside? Like, did anybody witness this
No, I
happening?
don't think so.
Dude, I would pay
It would have been
money.
funny.
Did you
I bet
still
that
go
was
where you
so
were going,
loud.
or did you just go back inside? Because I would have just walked back inside and went back to bed.
No, I think I got in a different car and I went. I don't remember what exactly I was doing, but so yeah, I mean that's the story of the drift truck. Either the steering rack's bent, something in the steering's screwed up, and as much as I want to fix it so I can drive it again, I just don't have the tools to do it right now in my house. And I've been planning on doing a whole new front suspension. I'm going to do an S13 front suspension. So it's kind of the perfect time to just redo it.
Yeah.
That.
I did not know that. That sucks.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
a-
how I'm going to get
that's
on a trailer.
Oof.
Yeah. It's pretty much
Angle
a
the
move.
trailer into your yard.
Can you just unbolt the?
That's what I'm going to do, I think. Is I'm going to have to unbolt it and manually steer it and winch it up or something. We'll see.
Yeah, you can. What could you do? You could just unbolt the tie rods, right?
Yeah, or what I was thinking, I'm just going to unbolt the steering rack itself, and then at least the two wheels are locked together so that it doesn't try to do the splits or something.
Unbolt the steering rack.
Yeah.
You can do that.
You can.
Although the oil pan's probably going to get in the way, so that probably won't work. I don't know. I haven't.
Regardless, we'll figure it out.
As soon as I crashed it, I was so disappointed in myself, and
When was this?
That's my favorite. Fun fact: that's my favorite Gen GM vehicle of all of them.
yeah,
I love that truck so much.
it sounds great, and the engine feels amazing, but the chassis needs some tuning.